Hi everyone and welcome back. I am trying to boost my TikTok channel at the moment. It's not for anything other than getting viewers over to YouTube. So if anyone's got a TikTok or been on it or has it, go over there, look for the Motorcycle Rescuer, join us, subscribe, do all of that silliness. To be fair, I think there's some great videos on there. They're all short videos up to a minute max. I think there's some really cool ones, especially of Rabjab. So if you're not watching the TikTok channel, pop over there, join us just to help support. And yeah, and I thank you very much for that. Here I am with my Peugeot Satelis. Yesterday we saw that it will start, run and ride. I've delayed Rabjab by an hour today because I want to get the majority of the panels back on. The truth is, once he's here, the work slows down because of chit-chat. Not the end of the world, I always have time for people, but he's a regular, so I don't mind being a little bit cheeky. Next step for me now is to get all the panels back on, and from there it will be cutting, polishing, cleaning, and MOT next. So I absolutely love these days. I love the breaking down days of bikes, and I love the building back up days of bikes. Funny enough, the maintenance and engine part is not my favourite part. It doesn't mean I don't like it, but it's not my favourite part. Once again, members, it's £2.99 a month, and the members are way ahead of the fellow watchers. And you know, I don't like splitting it too much. You see everything they see, they just see it a week or two earlier. So if you are that person who's curious, then join. It's £2.99 a month, only if you have the money. Don't join otherwise, and you'll get to see all the projects first. I want to just go over any of the wiring I've touched, make sure everything's electrical taped up and secure. I know I did bits yesterday. Knowing me, I did that. These ones are down here are done. That looks rough, but I've done them underneath. That's just an overlay. That's good. A bit of tape on the ends just in case, but there's no issue there. That's fine dangling loose. Just think about, what have you touched? What do you need to re-secure before you put back? The oil's good. It's a good level and it's a good quality. I did a dip. I think I'm going to leave it. Danny was right yesterday that I can be a bit of a perfectionist. The only times I always do change the oils automatically, actually. I always do. But the only times I think it's a huge issue is if a bike's been stolen and recovered, because when I was younger, I remember people putting things in the oil or pissing in it, and I've said that a few times before, but I've seen it. Be curious actually this morning. Battery's not on, but I kind of have no doubt that it's just good. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to panic. I am going to piece this bad boy back together. Starting with the front, I just want the front to be back. So let's go on with it. It's really easy to take bikes apart, guys. Putting them back together can be a bit of a pain. So that side's looking good. I'm going to do the equivalent on the other side. And sometimes you've got to be a bit careful because you might fully bolt in a section and then realise you need flexibility in that section to put the other section in. So I don't put all the bolts back in straight away. I do a couple, move to the next panel, and then I put all the extra panels in, screws in at the end. Before I bolt this panel down, don't be silly. Check the bulbs and wiring. So, what are we looking for? Brake lights, you can see brake lights, running lights, and indicators. Good.
It's got no mobilizer now.
No immobilizer now.
So that's easy sell then. Basically, you just put it back on, get a MOT'd.
Yes, easy, I agree, easy sell.
So that guy did a good thing when he hacked into the ECU.
Well, he plugged in, yeah. I mean, he had to hunt down the connection for it after sending all the codes. I mean, it took a good 2 weeks just to get him a picture and the code on that ECU.
Yeah.
Because of the whole separate ECU issue. Like, you know, it is down there. When you look online, yeah, there is a separate ECU down there. But I know for a fact that there's also slightly later models where this system is this system. So, all right, guys, I'm going to nip up the other side. You've seen this side. You don't need to see the other side. We're close. It was quicker than I expected. So, it may not be obvious yet, but I'm just cleaning. No waxes, none of that. It's just cleaning. Some of the bodywork looks a bit more poppy, but you guys have seen when I cut paint how nice it comes out, and when you add a wet layer of wax, forget the plastics for now. They're going to be cleaned and back to black by next week. So this is cleaning at this stage. Even the seat has just had a good clean at this stage. Everything else is very mucky. Look, that's what we're doing. We're doing very kind of deep clean, and I am using some cutting compound on areas that need it. This panel needed it quite a lot. It had that big white scuff, which is pretty much gone now, look. And then I'm going to do the turtle wax cutting all over, and then touching up these kinds of little scratches, and it will just blend them in. So we are looking good. I've got loads of new fresh microfibers. It is just good, strong cleaning right now. So we're getting there, but I was just going through the cubby hole that I touched on last time, and I found a receipt from 2017. It's a UK receipt, Wembley, £167. So the bike had oil, which doesn't matter, spark plug doesn't matter, would have had one since. Fork seals, wow. Fork oil, wow. And look at the prices. Fork seals, £12, fork oil, £6. Nowadays, my God.
That'll be expensive.
My God, so much more. Labour, £135. That same service nowadays is £350-ish in London. So fork seals done, and a service, £167. Yep, nowadays £300 to £400 that would have been. Original insurance document, nice, worth having. I'm just clearing this cubby out because it's full of earplugs and stuff. I don't even want to put my hand in there, if I'm being honest. Rabja, put your hand in there.
No.
It's a spider fest.
Let's get gloves.
Oh yeah, actually I'll do that. I'll put some gloves on. But look, the bike's coming back together. It's getting there. Again, no polish, no treatments, just cleaning and piecing together at this stage. Rabjab's done very nothing at all. Nothing. All these pieces down there that at any point you could have picked up and cleaned, nothing. Just chatting away. Useless. Right, anyone who knows this channel knows I absolutely love this stuff. And I'm not sponsored by them. I never have been, never will be. I buy each bottle at full price. But watch what this does. Forget these, they need touching up. But you watch this panel, look at it now, and that's clean. That's absolutely as clean as you'll get that with any cleaning products. So I'm going to spread this stuff around. So it's not a normal cutting compound, okay? It's got a shine in it. So you just go in circles, make sure you get everywhere. You don't have to go too nuts, it's a light cut. I want a light cut at this stage. Any areas that have a bit of something, I'll go a bit further there. But ultimately, I'm doing a light cut because it's lightly cutting the top of the paint and adding the polish. Now you won't see it at first, but once I wipe this off with a clean patch, you watch what you're left with. Right, fresh microfiber, buff it off. You look what you're left with. Forgetting the actual scratches, they're not, you know, they're there. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is ridiculous. And that was quick. You saw how quick that was. However, with these, they need touching in the roof. Let me show you the difference between a clean panel. That's a clean panel. So yeah, it's clean enough. It just doesn't pop. And then you've got that one. And it just pops. Although it's a bad panel, so yeah. You watch when I touch it up. It'll be barely noticeable. I'm going to cut every panel on here just quickly with the same stuff. And then touch up the big scratches. I mean, this side will look so much different because that white and black just sticks out so much. Once you touch them up with black, different game. And then wax it in. Absolutely stunning after that. Here's a great example of when you're piecing a bike back together and something goes. This indicator wasn't working. Sometimes when they've been sitting, they just need a wiggle, really.
That's weird then.
That one's on?
Check. Yeah, that's on.
Well, I just took it off and cleaned it.
So when you put the panel back on?
Oh, it's all good. Alright. So I just took it off, gave it a clean. It'll go straight back in. That's an example of when you've put everything back together and then something's gone. So, but when a bike sits for a while, especially in whatever garden or whatever condition this was in, they can corrode a bit on the connection. So take the bulbs out, give them a light clean on the connecting area, put them back in. You should be good to go. Alright guys, this is it pieced back together. You should have seen this yesterday, Ivan. It was in pieces. No waxes yet. No waxes. It's just pieced back together. I need to take it for its first run. First run. Every panel's back on. Yeah, well, I haven't run it though. I haven't run it. No? Not once. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, I need a video actually.
What?
Look, I put the video up for half an hour. I got one video, 235 views.
Yeah. Sounds right. Let's give it a quick spin. It's first one, just up and down. Beautiful. That is a smooth bike.
No problem, no mechanics, nothing.
Now let's just double check all the lights.
There's Charlie testing the back.
So this is to an extent done now. It's cleaned, it's touched up. I've nipped any scratches that needed nipping up. This side looks so much better. I mean, if you go close, you can see the remnants, but so much better. I think that side had the big scratches. There was one big scratch there. Now, at the moment, they're still wet. What I'll do is, next week, I will be sanding them down with light grit. Sanding them down. Cutting again. So, light sandpaper, cutting again. And then polish, and then a wax. So, this bike will pop next week. I want to try and get this panel a bit cleaner, but I don't know if that's on top or underneath, so it's a bit risky. I am going to try and polish that a bit more in a minute. Other than that, it rode beautifully. Every button works, the horn works, mirrors work, speedo works, everything works. So yeah, I want some back to black this week though, to be able to just get these plastics a bit neater. So yeah, the progress is stunning, actually, really is. Very pleased, very pleased.